What's up, guys? It's me back with another video, and today we'll be in the woods of Virginia hunting for squirrels. As always, I want to reiterate that firearms are not a toy, and to always use the proper safety precautions when using firearms. Today we'll be using a CCI subsonic 22 long rifle ammunition. This is for small game. It runs at 1050 FPS, and it is quiet enough that you won't need hearing protection. We are using a Winchester 94-22 rifle, and we're gonna put 4 bullets in the gun today because that should be more than enough. With that being said, let's go find some squirrels. What we have to do for hunting squirrels is, we see them all the time, you just gotta be at the right place at the right time. So we'll be walking around the woods trying to find squirrels. Oh, I see a squirrel, it's running. All right, in this video, we'll only be looking for 1 squirrel, and then after we kill the squirrel, we will be showing you how to cook a squirrel and the best way to eat it. Typically, what works best for me is when I'm hunting for squirrels, I'll walk a little bit and then stop and see if you can listen for any leaves rustling. It's very easy in the fall because there's so many leaves. It's very easy to hear the squirrels running around, and it's easier to spot them. And if you're moving all the time, you won't be able to hear the squirrels in the distance. Another tip when hunting for squirrels, you want to shoot them in the head because it's the most humane way to peacefully kill them without having any pain, and it also protects the meat, so you're not injuring the meat and having bullets when you're chewing on them, breaking your teeth. And if you aim for the body, you can either miss high, miss low, hit a leg, and the squirrel is still alive but in a lot of pain, and it's limping around, and it's just not the best to see. Squirrels are very human friendly, so you don't have to scream, but you also don't have to whisper. You can see them off in the distance, and they'll start running, but they'll stop and run and stop and run, so you don't have to be totally quiet, and it's a fun social thing to do as well. Whenever you're handling any type of firearm, always keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. This can prevent any accidental discharges, and it's the safest way to operate any firearm, and it should not be operated any other way. Typically, I won't shoot a squirrel within more than 30 yards because there's deviation in the sight and the bullet drop, and also it's just hard to hit a target that small. You want to hit the target and make sure you hit it in the right spot without any inconvenience. So the farthest I'll shoot a squirrel is from this tree to that white tree over there, right there. Like I said, this ensures that you hit the target where you're aiming and you have no unforeseen circumstances happen when you're hunting. The hardest part about squirrel hunting is having patience, because you'll see them all day when you're not hunting, and then you'll go out to look for some squirrels and they won't be anywhere to be seen. Another safety tip when hunting, especially during deer season, you always want to have blaze orange on in the fall. No matter where you are in the woods, it's a safety tip to always have blaze orange on, so other hunters can see you and know that you're there no matter what. We just tried walking around one part of our woods and we couldn't find any squirrels that were in distance, so we're gonna try another part of the woods. And I've already just seen 2 walk over there, so we got some in company. All right, I just saw about 3 squirrels running around over there, so we're gonna see if we can get closer without spooking them. Right now, I'm just listening to hear where the squirrels are. They're very hard to see, but they're very easy to hear. Squirrels are very active and they're hard to catch at the right time. They're moving all around, and especially in the woods, when there's so many branches and trees, they're sometimes very hard to get a good shot on them. Let's hope he gets a squirrel. All right, see a squirrel. Shot. I hit him. All right guys, so we got the squirrel and now we're gonna take him inside and cut him up and show you how to cook them. Yeah. And one tip is you'll always want to keep them clean and cut outside of your house so you don't bring fleas into your house, and leave the trash outside of your house so you only bring in the meat in a plastic bag. All right, so the next thing you want to do is find a flat surface outside that you can clean the squirrel. And what I got today was 2 plastic bags, one for the meat that you're gonna keep and one for everything else that you're gonna throw away. Another thing you'll need is an extremely sharp knife. After you've peeled the skin off the squirrel and gotten all the insides out, the squirrel is gonna be very hairy. So you're gonna wanna take it over to a hose, preferably outside, and wash it off, and then you can harvest the meat. You don't want any hair in your food when you're eating, and so you want to get as much hair off as possible. What you'll want to do is look for some tenderloins, look for the quarters, and get as much meat off the bones as you can. We have a utility sink that we can use for discussing things like this, so if you have one of these, you can do it inside. And in this step, you don't have to get all of the hair off because we'll do that later. Squirrels have this thing called silver skin, which is between the meat and the fur. And it's very light, but it makes for a much more pleasant eating experience if you can remove the silver skin, because the meat is less chewy and it's easier to enjoy. All right, we have cut our squirrel down into pieces that we can eat. Now we're adding salt and pepper and garlic powder to the flour, and we're gonna mix this thoroughly. And basically what we're gonna be doing is deep frying the squirrel. We have our oil and butter, our milk, and our flour substance. We'll dip the squirrel in the milk, then in the flour, and then fry it until it's done. Another tip is to have paper towels ready, because in between dipping the meat in the milk and putting it in, your hands will get liquid on them, and then when they're dipping in the flour will gum up, and it will be hard to totally coat the meat in the flour substance. So to dry your hands off and to get that gummy substance off, it'll be very helpful and make the process a whole lot smoother. All right, now we're taking the meat, dipping it in the milk, then fully covering it in the flour and putting it on the pan. After they're done cooking, you can take them off and put them on a plate, and they're ready to be enjoyed. We have the squirrel and the very interested dog. Now for the taste tests. That is delicious. Now parts of the squirrel can be a little chewier than something like chicken would be. But this seasoning and salt just makes it come all together, and it's delicious. Well, there you have it. I'm gonna wrap the video up. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time.